Hey guys, it's Di and welcome back to Being Mommy with Style. So it is a new year. Welcome to 2021 and Happy New Year. I hope you all had a great holiday celebration. And this year is starting out a little bit different. I think it's starting out a little bit different for everyone this year after the year we've all collectively been through in 2020. So I wanted to do a video today kind of talking about my plans for 2021, if you can even plan in the type of situation we're all in, and also my outlook and just how I'm kind of resetting myself mentally for 2021 and how I'm taking on the year. So first things first, I'm trying to be optimistic as always. I think that, you know, as with everything, this too shall pass. I think that 2021 will look very similar to 2020 as far as limitations with traveling, maybe not doing as many vacations as we would have done otherwise, and those sorts of things. But I think we can be more intentional about it this year because we've lived through 2020 and we kind of know a little bit more what to expect this year. That being said, I'm not going to put any kind of expectations on the year as far as there not being curveballs, because there's been plenty of curveballs that came over the past year. I think that anyone that made this video last year in 2019, sitting down and looking forwards to 2020, none of us got it right. We all picked our words of the year and, we're looking forward to 2020. Everyone, I think, thought it was going to be their year. It was like awesome and the holidays lined up and this and that and the next thing. I don't think probably a single person sat down and said, you know what, we're probably going to be at home all year long and not really be able to do any of those things that we had kind of envisioned. But that's life and we're working through it together. So my vision board is a little bit different for this year, but I am wanting to vision and start thinking ahead to the future. I do want to do some of those fun and new travel things. I don't know that they're going to happen in 2021. We were just sitting down and looking at cruising videos last night, and Disney Cruise Line's not even running right now. And the kids were like, we want to go on another cruise, and we were sitting down trying to figure out their ages, when they would be going from the Oceaneer Club to Edge, which is kind of the tween club for ages 11 to 14. And our next cruise, they literally probably will be the age to go to Edge. And so it was just kind of that weird realization of, time just keeps moving on. And so you just kind of have to accept that and make the most of it. So that's what we're trying to do. And when I was thinking about doing this video and what I wanted to say and just kind of thinking ahead to the next year, I was originally like, you know what, I'm not doing a word of the year anymore. It's dumb. Like, we all picked a word of the year last year. It didn't mean anything. And, picking a word doesn't dictate how your year goes. And I think we all understand that, but it's just kind of a way of being intentional. But I was like, you know what, that's dumb. I'm not going to do it. And I am just not going to do a word of the year this year. And then immediately after I had that and had decided it, the word connect came and sat with me, and I was like, okay. And I started thinking about the word connect, and I thought about what it meant for 2020, and connections were a very important part of 2020. I'm very grateful to have already kind of cemented my existence here on YouTube, and I didn't really have to figure out anything new. I really was able to kind of just ramp it up, and it became a part of our lives again to a greater extent than it had been in the years previous. And it really kind of helped me work through some things as far as, for a long time I'd kind of been pushing back from it and kind of saying like, oh, I have degrees and I have to go out and I have to do these things and I have to do XYZ because that's what society expects of me. And so if there's any positive to 2020, I think that it kind of made a lot of people slow down and really look at what brings them joy and really look at what's important to them and realize that some of those societal constructs aren't as important as what we mentally put on in our head. What we think is important, maybe because of constructs that other people have put on us or just society in general, maybe really truly isn't as important. So that being said, I still love my job. I love what I do, and that is important to me. But I realized I was pushing back from YouTube for the wrong reasons. And I really should kind of lean in a little bit more because it's been such an important part of 2020. And I think it will continue to be for 2021. And it's really helped me to connect. And so the word connect came kept coming back to me, like, and every single sense as I was mulling this over and thinking about this in my head, I was just like, connections, and I was like, oh shoot. That's my word of the year. So that's what I'm sitting with intentionally, that connections will be my word or sentiment of the year for 2021. And the reason is because I've found it to be so important for the past year. I mean, in every single sense, not just YouTube, but like when you think about like even work, like it's important for humans to connect. Like we couldn't meet in person. What did we immediately do? We started setting up Zoom meetings and figuring out ways for us to connect. And so I think that's been a really interesting outcome for 2020. So looking ahead to 2021, I want to connect more. I want to lean into YouTube a little bit more, and not to say that it's going to like kind of take the place of anything else, because I still love my job, like I said, and what I do. But I think I can be more intentional with it. So rather than pushing it away, I'm going to embrace it a little bit more. And so what I mean by that is, if you've been around for a really long time, you've seen like a lot of ebbs and flows from us. Like everyone grows and changes over time. And so one of the big things that happened when we moved down here was we were really wanting like some sort of shift in our lives. And I think especially for my husband that happened. He really was able to find that work-life balance. And I knew I was getting to a point where I wanted to hop back into the career world, but I really kind of had to sort out like what that meant balance-wise for my life. And I feel like having gone over to the company I'm at now and the position I'm in now, I've found a good balance for really being able to work with passion and work in a position that still allows me to have travel with my family and a personal life and those connections in both personal life and work life. And so I've kind of found myself in an interesting position. It's taken 3 years since we initially kind of set out, I think in 2017, to kind of do our own little reset and find that change that we needed for ourselves. My husband found it pretty immediately. He needed that job change to be more conducive to his like personal life, where he could actually, have a personal life and felt like he could breathe a little bit more. But for me, it's taken, I think, literally 3 years to get to that point. And so I feel like I'm about there, and I'm ready to kind of embrace all of those different parts of my life, even in the middle of a pandemic, and figure out how to work and do that kind of passion project, because that's important to me, but still do YouTube because it's important. It's how I've found a way to connect with people. And so what I'm getting at is, if you've been around for a while, I've been very anti-schedule. I really don't like holding myself to a schedule. I don't like saying like, this is like, meet with me Monday, and like there's been different times I've tried it and it's never really vibed. So there are a few things that I want to be intentional about coming up in the upcoming year, and a schedule is one of them, but not necessarily in like the alliteration sense. But I really sat down and I looked at the data from Vlogmas and previous months. And there's really certain days that it really doesn't make sense to even upload on. Like your audience kind of tends to be online at certain times. And like for me, like there's never any reason I should probably ever upload a video on a Thursday, unless it's like a holiday or a special video, or it's a Disney video, which we'll circle back around to that in a minute. But there's just certain types of things that people watch and when they watch them. And so when I really started sitting down and thinking about this, I've pushed back from this for years. And I thought, well, really, I'm kind of doing myself a disservice, because one, if it's something that's getting higher views, that means that it's bringing more value. And that's really what doing YouTube is all about for me. It's bringing value. So if it's getting higher views, I need to take notice of that and keep that in mind when I'm making content, because I want to bring more value. I don't want to be just kind of making things, and that's not to say that there's not things that I found a lot of value in, and there's a small subset of people that found value in it. The learning at home videos are a great example. There's a certain subset of people that absolutely love those. There's a certain subset of people that found me through those. But there's also a larger subset of really niche down people that found me through Disney videos. And so I really want to look at those things and see where I'm bringing the most value to be the most intentional with my time. So that's the first thing, is just really being intentional about what types of videos I'm making. I really love everything, so that's tough for me because I don't want to be just a food channel. You know, I hate cooking, so that's not a good example, but I don't want to be like just a cleaning channel, and some people really excel at that. But like, you know, we bought a cleaning robot. That's not my thing. I'll be happy to share that in videos, but I really kind of love a little bit of everything. So for me to even just niche down to just Disney is difficult for me because I want to just share, but I need to be a little bit more intentional about that and really look at where I'm bringing the most value. The other thing is with the schedule is, like I kind of mentioned and then circled around to it, there's really certain days of the week that my audience is just not as online as other days. So for me, there's more people online and ready to watch on Sundays, on Wednesdays, on Fridays. Those are kind of like the main days. You know, Sundays and Mondays would be good days for me to post. Wednesdays is kind of the middle of the week. It seems like it kind of upticks and people kind of check in. And then like Fridays, especially weekends. And I've actually really been doing myself a disservice there, because when have I been posting? For the past year, I've been posting basically Monday through Friday and just kind of like uploading when it's convenient for me rather than when it's convenient for people watching. Like, trust me guys, like I have marketing degrees. I know this is a horrible practice. So it's like, you're doing all these things in like your work life. Like, why don't you apply some of what you know to your YouTube life too? So my plan for the upcoming year is to try to post 3 days a week. And those days would be Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And those would be really good days to kind of space out the video, to be there when my audience is primarily online and watching, and to, you know, have a good amount of content. I'm gonna not really like hold myself to like, you know, it has to be 3 videos, because I don't want to put out things just to put out things, but I do a pretty good job of, you know, I love to talk, so I typically can always put out like 3 to 5 videos a week, and that's not a problem. So those are the days I'm going to aim to put out content. It's Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we'll see how it goes. And those seem to be days where people are online, people are really looking for things to watch. And, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. Saturday is also, but I don't know how I felt about uploading like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so we'll see. I'm going to start there, and we'll see how it evolves over the year. That being said, I know everyone really loves day in the life videos. I felt like Vlogmas really went well with us. I mean, there were certain points where I was a little stressed, but I thought it went pretty well as far as like juggling work. We were working the whole time, being at home, taking care of the house, and doing Vlogmas. And I thought it went really, really well. So those 3 videos would be a mix of vlogs, a mix of topic videos. Everyone really seems to love grocery hauls, so I think those will stay around. People love seeing groceries. And then we'll kind of go from there with what people request and really seem to resonate. We'll definitely do any travel videos that we do throughout the year. We'll do day in the life videos, how we always do for the whole trip, and upload those in a series, and then just kind of see how things go from there. So that's kind of my plan. I had also considered possibly trying out some week in the life videos and like doing like a week in the life, and that's what I upload on like a Friday or Saturday. So I may try to do some of those and just test it out. But that's kind of the plan for this upcoming year. So as always, if you have any requests, let me know, but that is what I'm thinking. You'll of course get travel vlogs when and if we are ever able to travel again. You will get grocery hauls, you know, here and there. Majority will be posted on Sunday. I think that seems to be a good fit. I may kind of intersperse some cleaning or week planning in there. And then the rest of the week will kind of be a grab bag of like sit down topic videos, or a week in the life, or a day in the life, and just whatever I feel like I want to share. I'm going to aim for 3 videos a week. You know how I do. A lot of times I'm able to put out a lot more videos because I like to chat. So that's kind of my setting my intention for 2021, and then we'll see where it goes. So I'm looking forward to connecting more this year is the goal. And as always, encouraging you to find joy, and also finding joy in just living day to day. I just watched the movie Soul, and I really felt like that encompassed the whole idea. I know that those types of movies aren't like everyone's cup of tea, but it really kind of sat with me really nicely, because that's what I feel like I want my channel to be, is just encouraging you to find joy no matter what your style is of finding that joy. but encouraging you to find joy in just the day-to-day and the fun activities and just enjoying time with those that are around you. And so when we share a learning video or a family activity or a movie party, I want to do those more. I love movie parties. Or a craft, or whatever fun thing it is that's bringing me joy, that's really to encourage my audience and those of you that are viewing more joy as well. So that's where I'm coming from. I hope that's coming across in the videos, but that's really always been my intention with YouTube, is to be helpful, to bring value, to bring joy. And so I hope to continue doing that. And I think a big part of that is connecting. And when I connect with you guys, it's not only important for me, but I feel like that helps me understand how to better bring value and how to better bring joy. So those are pretty much my plans for the upcoming year. I'm just kind of resetting myself a little bit as far as intentionality and how I frame things and how I think about things. I want to thank you for coming along for 2020, because like I said, 2020 really opened my eyes as far as the constructs I was putting on myself and what's really important to me. And connecting with people is really, really important to me in my YouTube life, in my personal life, in my work life. And it's this common theme that I've seen kind of starting to propagate through all of those. And so that's where my word of the year came from. And I'm hoping that 2021 settles down, just comes in quietly, and we can just work our way through it. But we'll work our way through it together. And I hope that we find some joy along the way too. So let me know if you have any video requests down below, and I will start uploading starting probably this upcoming week. I'm gonna aim for uploads on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. You may get some extra bonus videos in there, and we may try out some new types of videos like a week in the life or whatever else is going on. But as always, happy to do requests and looking forward to having you come along on the journey again for another year here on YouTube. Thanks for watching and have a great day.